Oh, good afternoon, everyone. Of course, as usual, I had everything perfectly set up, and then the camera goes on, and then we can't see everything, but I think that's okay now, isn't it? Look who I've got here for you. This is my little finished Jocy. Isn't she adorable? Oh my goodness, I love this little baby. I've had so much fun making her. You know I have. I've reported back to you occasionally during the process. But now she's actually completely finished. I finished her yesterday afternoon, which was the 8th of March. Oh, what day was it yesterday? What day is it today? Oh, it's Monday, so yesterday was Sunday. Good heavens. Okay, so I finished her on Sunday the 8th of March. And isn't she just a stunning little thing? Oh my goodness. Just the cutest baby. I mean, I bought the kit because I fell in love with the mouth, basically. But I've, of course, now I'm in love with the whole thing. The eyes, the face, the little legs and her arms and everything. Just adorable. Let me just get this little arm out because I realise her little hand's tucked away. You can't see it. There it is. There's her little hand. You can't see very much. What if I do that with it? Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Now you can see it better. So there she is. Now let me just backtrack for a second and welcome you all back to my channel and tell you that it is Monday afternoon at 1:30 on a very funny day. It's not hot. It's not humid, which is very nice. So the temperature is comfortable, but like the sun comes out for, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden it rains again for 10 minutes or 5 minutes, and then the sun comes out again, and then it rains again. It's been doing that all day, so it's a bit odd, but it's still very, very pleasant while I've been playing with this little one's wardrobe and choosing clothes for her. Yes, so let me tell you about her, okay, while I think of it, which is really the purpose of this video. I'm not going to put anyone else in this video. I'm just going to put Jocy, and so this will be her very own video. I just measured her, and she's around somewhere between 19 and a half and 20 inches, and which is about 50 centimetres, and she weighs just under 5 pounds. Now, the scales I use are the scales I bought in 1973 that I used for cooking. So I'd weigh out my flour and my sugar and all that stuff on them. So I'm sure they're not very accurate. So I say around 5 pounds, give or take, who knows, you know, a few, I don't know, 10 ounces or 20 ounces, I don't know. No, it wouldn't be 20 ounces, it wouldn't be 10 ounces, would it? No, because that makes a huge difference. So, you know, somewhere around 5 pounds, give or take, because of my old scales. So you can't hold me to that. That's what they weigh. That's what they measure, I should say, shouldn't I? So yeah, this outfit she's wearing is by Next. This little dress is by Next, and it's called First Size. It fits her perfectly. But some of the things I've chosen for her, like I've chosen a beautiful mayoral dress, absolutely gorgeous, long sleeved, grey and white, grey with white flowers on it. Big white, sort of roses I think they are, and that is a 1 to 2 month size, fits her perfectly. I've chosen an outfit by Vitamins Baby that is 0 to 3 months that fits her perfectly. That's a jacket and little leggings and a bonnet. It's not actually bonnet shaped, so what would you call that? It's like a pull-on kind of hat with one little knot at the end, at the peak. And that's 0 to 3. What else can I think of? So I've chosen, she's got a long-sleeved pink bodysuit with a lace collar that is in a 1 month size, and she's wearing a plain white bodysuit by Bonds under this dress that is in a newborn size and fits her perfectly. So, you know, she's a bit, I'm not sure why she can wear so many different sizes, but she's not tiny. I guess that's the point. She's not tiny. She's a really good medium size. Her legs are lovely and chunky, and she's just, she's beautiful. She's beautiful. Her hair is actually red. I don't know if you can tell. It's a light red. It's not fiery red or orange red or like a clown's wig. It's just a beautiful red. It is Russian mohair. I chose it because I just fell in love with the colour, and it's from Etsy. I was looking at something else unrelated, something about dolls, of course, but not looking at mohair. And the seller that I was looking, I think I was looking for outfits for my Odette. Must have been so, or maybe wigs. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, I saw this coloured hair, and it's so beautiful and so similar to my little granddaughter who's got red hair. She was born with red hair, and it's more intense than this, but it's very, very similar shade. And I just fell in love with it. Now, let me tell you, I don't know if this is the Russian mohair that people talk about. I have no idea. This is mohair from Russia. It's very fine. It doesn't tangle at all. So maybe it is the Russian mohair. I really don't know. Her eyelashes are in the same colour. I did them. They're not applied. I don't want to say that word because it's rude in Australia. Rooted eyelashes. It's just rude to say that. Anyway, and hand-painted eyebrows. Perfect little mouth. Look at that mouth. She's got mottling. She's got shading. All her little creases are pink and adorable. Perfect fingernails, not overdone, just right. Because you know how fussy I am. I love spending hours on tiny details. It just gives me so much pleasure. So nothing's ever done in a hurry when I do my dolls, ever. Nothing ever is. She's textured but not rough. So you can feel that there's texture on there, but it's not rough and it's not slippery smooth. It's kind of in between. I think it's perfect. Well, of course I would because I did it, but that's how I like to feel my dolls. So you know there's texture on there, but it's not scratchy, because I know some dolls have scratchy finishes on them, but this isn't like that at all. It's just so you know that she's well varnished. Like, I put a lot of layers on and heat set it over and over and over again. I think I do four heat sets, and I think she's got 3 coats of varnish on her, so she should be right. I bought special eyes for her. I've never used these eyes before. They are German glass, which is what I always use, but these ones have got a large iris, so they cover a lot of her eye, and they look beautiful. There is a little bit of white at both outside corners and inside corners, and they are striated blue, and there's a little ring of brown around the pupil. They're beautiful. I hope you can see a little bit. Oh, they look quite dark in the camera, don't they? As always, these babies' eyes. She's got veins, but I do them subtly. You know, they're not something you usually pay attention to on a baby, and I think it's kind of a bit fashionable to put them on our dolls. I think it's just something people do. But it's not really, when you look at a baby, you don't always see their veins. You might see 1 or 2, if they're very fair especially. She's not particularly fair. She's kind of medium skin tone, I guess you'd say. Her cheeks are lovely and mottled and blushed. She's got perfect little ears. What else can I tell you about her? I love her, that's what I can tell you. And she's for sale. I've already been asked if I'm going to keep her, but I won't. She's for sale. I'll take some close-up photos of her so you can see her in more detail, because this isn't so great, is it? Shall I take her booties off so you can see those cute little feet of hers? I might do that. These booties, of course, will come with her because they match this outfit perfectly. They're cream and they've got little violet rosettes on them, 3 little rosettes to match the dress. Of course. There we go. So let's take them off and you can see her feet a bit better. Yes, look at those feet. Look at those feet. Isn't she adorable? Can you see that? I'll take some close-up shots and put them at the end anyway. Now, what else can I tell you about her? Oh, she's beautiful. So let me just describe her hands in case you can't see clearly. So her little left hand is clenched. The thumb is underneath all her 4 fingers, so you can't see much of her thumb. You can't see the nail. I'll just show you. Can you see that? The thumb's curled up under the fingers there. Both arms are slightly bent. Her right hand, her little pinky finger, isn't clenched as tightly as the other fingers, and the thumb is on the outside of her right hand. I'll move these booties out of the way. There we are. So I've been having so much fun choosing her wardrobe for her. She's got some gorgeous, gorgeous things. You'll love it if you choose to take her home. because you know me and baby clothes, a little bit nuts about them. I think most of us are. Now let me just show you, she's just got a plain white bodysuit underneath and a disposable nappy, an Australian one that's got an Australian pattern on it. And that fits perfectly. That's a newborn size, but it's absolutely just right on her. See those gorgeous legs? Beautiful. There's a bit of a vein. You probably can't see that just there. There's another one down here. It's hard to see those kind of details because I don't like them to be obvious. I just like them to be subtle. I don't like it when you look at a doll and think, oh yes, that's very blue, or that's very grey, or that's very green, because when it stands out like that, it means it's not natural looking. Babies aren't like that. You don't look at them and think, oh, look how green that bit is, or how blue that bit is. You really don't. It's certainly not with most babies. And that newborn look, that very blushed look, only lasts, well, it probably disappears in the first, I don't know, 20 minutes or half an hour or so. And she's certainly not a newborn. You can see that. She's a big girl. I don't know how old you would think she might be. Maybe a month old. Because, you know, they start smiling around 6 weeks, which is when their focus comes in really well into their eyes. And I think she looks as though she's looking at us, doesn't she? So her focus is getting good. So her hair, let me tell you about that hair. You know me and baby hair. I don't like, well, my preference is only because it's what I'm used to. My 4 children were born with not very much hair. My last baby, my little son, who's now 34, I think, he was born with the most hair of all of them, and it was sort of a brownish colour. And there was even enough on top that I could make one of those little curls. But he had the most of all of my 4 children. So I'm kind of used to babies without too much hair, and so that's kind of what I prefer. I think, don't you reckon we all sort of go for what we're used to and what we've seen before? I think we do. At least I do. And so I don't like to give my babies too much hair, but she's got plenty enough. She's got enough. It's the hair's pretty straight. I tried making little curls when it was wet, but it actually doesn't really do it. There's a little bit, you can see that bit there. Can you see that? I like to tuck it behind her ears. I'll take photos so you can see it all, but I don't know what you'll see if I pick her up. Come here, my little one. Let me just show everybody. That's the back of her hair. What if I sit her here? Oh, here we go. What does that look like? A bit messy, but that's unbrushed. All you have to do is just stroke it down like that. I had a devil of a time trying to get that end of the cable tie tucked into this channel here, but the channel's not big enough to push it into. I managed to do it with the arms and legs, that they were okay, but this one just won't go in, so I'm really sorry about that will be showing. It's not. I've cut it short, so there's nothing rough there. I've tried and tried. You can see that's got a bit what's that word I'm looking for? Not tatty, but anyway, it's I pulled it and just couldn't get it covered, so I'm really sorry about that. That's just how it is. So that's her hair. That's what I was meant to be telling you, not about a boring cable tie. So that's her little hair there. Very sweet, very soft. Like, it's like I would not recommend this hair to anybody because I just, if you have to make a doll, it wasn't easy. It's very, very, very fine, and it disappears under your fingers as you're working with it. It's just I don't know. It's like gossamer. It's like fairy floss. It's just kind of wispy and disappearing, but it makes for a beautiful head of hair, doesn't it? There she is. That's what the back looks like. So I've tried all sorts of things with it, but basically that's it. And it just you just brush it down with your fingers, really, because it just wants to sit like this, and it's very, very delicate and soft. Anyway, so that's good. I've shown you the back. I've explained about this annoying thing on the cable tie that I just couldn't tuck under, which really, that kind of thing really frustrates me because I want everything to be just right. Who wants to see a cable tie? Not me. You might have more luck with her if you buy her and take her home. Anyway, so there she is. There's my little girl. I'll put her up too high, haven't I? Come down here, my sweetheart, so everyone can see you better. See your little hands and there she is, just beautiful. I'll zoom in on her face. Let me try that. Test my skills of I don't know what. Let's see what we can do here. Give it a go. I hope my camera behaves. Hold your breath, everyone. Let's see if we can make it be good. How's that? That's not bad. Can you see the details there? She's got a little magnet for a dummy as well. I forgot to mention that. And the dummy I chose for her is a Nook dummy, but it's a clear one because I didn't want it to distract too much from her face. I'll send another dummy as well with her. And she's got a gorgeous, gorgeous dummy clip that is like a lovey as well. It's a combined. It's beautiful. It's a little bunny rabbit I just found. So I quickly snatched it up for her. So there she is. You can see her cheeks, can't you? You can see she's got good colour on her cheeks. She's got some gloss on her lips and her nails. You can see her eyebrows. I'm really happy with the eyebrows. Eyebrows can make or break a doll, can't they? They really can. Hers are gorgeous, even if I do say so myself. But I'm very happy with them. So she's slightly patchy on her forehead. I gave her a bit of, can you see there's a bit of red up here? It's not drastic, it's just slight, just under there, and her cheeks of course, and she's got a tiny little dent in her chin there, what do you call those things? You know what I mean. I can't think what the word is. Goodness knows what's wrong with my brain. I think I've just been having too much fun this morning going through all my baby clothes, which is, oh my goodness, I do love doing that, seeing all the things I've collected and what would be good for her, because every baby has their own style. Well, I like to give them their own style, and she's just gorgeous. This dress is perfect on her. I love it, absolutely love it. So what else can I tell you that you might like to know? Shall I tell you how I've weighted her? Although, I mean, everybody likes their babies weighted in a specific way, don't they? So it may not be to your liking, but I'll tell you what I've done. So I packed the bottom of her body, and I should tell you about the actual suede body that she came with. It's got the ruching on the chest and on her bottom. So she's got a proper little bottom, and I packed that with fibre fill, and then on top of that I put a weight sack. So that will hold her little bottom firmly in that lovely shape, so there's weight, and then I put more fibre fill and then another weight sack closer to the top to support her head a bit, although I do like the head to flop back. There is weight in her head as well, and fibre fill, and to me she still curls up really easily. She's just medium. She does whatever you want her to do, so hopefully you will like that too. I know that that's a very personal thing, isn't it? How you weight your babies is a very personal thing, because some people like them light, some people like them heavy, some people like them floppy, some people like them firm. It varies so much. So hopefully I've done it to your liking. Yeah. Now what else can I tell you? So yeah, I told you about the magnet for her dummy, which is very cute. And I'll put a photograph in of her with her dummy at the end. I'll take a few close-up shots of her hands and feet. The lighting's quite good in here, isn't it? This is the grandchildren's room. And at the moment the sun's just peeked out again. And I've got her facing the window this time instead of with her head towards the window. This time she's looking out the window, or she's facing in that direction. And that might have helped a bit with the lighting too, because what you're seeing is pretty close to what I'm seeing actually. Pretty close. It's not identical, but it's not too bad. It's quite a good representation of her. So I wonder if there's anything else I should think to tell you. Well, I think all I can say is that I'll put my email address underneath in case you want some more details, if there's something I haven't mentioned, or if you're interested in bringing her home to your house, in adopting her. She'll come with care instructions, unless you don't want them. Sometimes I guess people who collect a lot of babies would end up with 50 million care instructions, and really you just need one or two, but also a birth certificate. and all the lovely things I've collected for her. Beautiful outfits and things for her. I think you will love her. Oh, I'm sure you will. How could you not? Look at that face. Such a cheeky little thing. And I just love her hair. Absolutely love how that turned out. You know, at the beginning I just wasn't sure how it was going to go, and then I thought, well, I'll take a leap of faith and keep going, which I did, and I'm so glad I did, because to me it's just perfect, and it's the softest stuff you can imagine. And it really doesn't tangle. I don't quite know why, because it's very fine. It's super fine hair, but it doesn't tangle. It just keeps sitting in that position, and then if it gets a bit messed up, you just brush it down again. Cute little thing she is. Alright, everybody, I guess I'll stop there, because there's no point me raving about the doll I've made, is it? Because that's just very vain, but I do love her, and I'm really, really proud of her. She's just the cutest thing. So I'll say goodbye for now. I'll remember to put my email address underneath in the description, in case you want to be in touch. And so here she is, my Jocy. I didn't say she's by Olga Auer. Sorry about that. She is by Olga Auer. Yeah, and she's a cutie pie. Definitely a cutie pie. I think Olga Auer's vinyl comes from Germany. I don't think this one is manufactured in China, although more and more are now. So there is probably a huge hold up on kits at the moment with that coronavirus. But instead of me talking more, I'll say goodbye. I really will now. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming to see this gorgeous little girl, my little Jocy. And I'll talk to you all soon. We'll be back with another romper very soon. So everyone, take care. Be kind to each other. Bye-bye.